Here today on the USS Black on the map Estuary, we are in a CV game. Should turn off my AA, there we go. Enterprise for the CV, so careful for the rockets, not too careful about the AP bombs. There's a Kronstadt and Atlanta radar to worry about, but not too much else. A lot of battleships here in the queue, including battleship Kronstadt, I suppose. We're against a Fletcher, Yugumo, and a Sashio, so we match the Fletcher. We get outmatched by the Yugumo 5-6, and we get outmatched by the Sashio in terms of detection. And my mouse is glitching out. Okay, there we go, sorry. It was being excessively wiggly. Gonna sector my AA so that when he flies past me and inevitably spots me, I can just turn on the AA. He's being repulsed by the Buffalo AA for the moment. So I'm gonna shadow my Buffalo, scout ahead but not too ahead so that the Enterprise doesn't get a good glimpse of my location without hard committing. So, 12th game in the black. We are 11 games in. Tried to get a recording out of my 11th game after 10 games to get a good feel for the ship, but my team was not cooperating. At the end of the game, I was very close quarters with a Minotaur, so I had AP loaded, but typically stick to your HE on your destroyers. So, USS Black, what do I think after 10 games? Well, the guns are fairly good. Fairly good. The 5x1 single-barreled 127mm with 3-second reload with BFT. Fairly potent as a weapon. Okay, Yugumo's over there, huh? I'm not gonna shoot him. I'm here for the cap. They perform well. They have the American shell arcs, which on destroyers is a bit gross. I need to move because if he torp my Buffalo or torp towards my Buffalo, I am gonna eat torpedoes. Gonna keep moving through the cap. But yeah, at long range, even though I have an impressive 12.9, 12.8 gun range, I don't get to use it that much because outside of farming battleships, the long range means that the accuracy is fairly bad. I had a Kitakaze running from me at like 8 or 9 kilometers, basically just at the edge of my radar range, and I was unable to do too much about it because I couldn't get enough shells to land. Of course, this is also part of a user error, partially user error. I'm gonna have to smoke here because of the carrier. Turn my AA on, press smoke, and now I can open up. But yeah, they're good. Gotta aim for superstructure because 127mm doesn't have enough penetration to pen high tier battleship plating. You can see that the AA is pretty okay. I can leave it on as long as I'm in the smoke. Need to be careful of the Atlanta. And you saw that Yugumo ate the torp I launched earlier. It was technically for him, but it wasn't. Basically, if he turned around, then he was going to eat them. So there someone is complaining that they ate a black torpedo, but I don't know what you're crying about. Clapped you pretty hard, kid. This is a good start to a match. Richelieu is almost certainly going to charge my smoke, so I'm going to hold the tube. I'm going to launch one if he charges me. He's probably going to die beforehand, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, he's definitely going to die beforehand. So we have clamped down the cap, killed our DD. There's a Georgia moving towards it, but as you can see, oh, he's moving very slowly. So the problem with the slow torpedoes is that, okay, I'm going to get pushed out of my smoke by the Enterprise torpedo bombers, looks like. I'm not sure. There's no real reason to hover me other than that. So he's moving away now. Okay, Georgia is charging. So I'll just put torps straight on at him. But if he was going across the screen like this, the 40 knot torps would really show themselves because the Georgia is an extremely fast battleship. Which means I would have to lead out almost like to here, kind of like over here. It's actually absurd. If I can get an example to show you, I'll show you later. But anyway, the torps are extremely stealthy and do a lot of damage, but because of the slow speed, when you're shooting targets at range, there's some ridiculous lead times, and even at close quarters, you actually miss a lot more torps than you would think because, well, they're slow. Switch over to Atlanta here, firstly because I can actually do something to him. Can pen his destroyer levels of armor. And secondly, because he's a radar ship, and I don't want to get radared. I'm just outside of his radar range right now. I don't know why the Georgia's reversing out, because he's going to eat shit, but that's perfectly fine by me. I'm going to beach because I'm a bad player. And this Georgia's looking to take 2 torpedoes, maybe 3 even. And that will be the end of the Georgia. So the torpedoes, while being slow and doing high amounts of damage, also have an extremely stealthy character. They have 0.9 kilometers of detectability, so if you compare that to the Japanese Longlands that I'm used to using, those have 1.7 kilometers of detectability, so it's a huge difference. I'm just going to torp the gap. If the Atlanta just goes straight, he's not going to eat them at all. Okay, I'm in radar, so that's the Atlanta radar, but that's fine. No one can really shoot at me. I'm going to shoot because I'm not technically detected in gun plume. Couldn't get any cheeky shots off. Oh, I did get a cheeky shot off, and I did snatch a kill. So that's a nice 4th kill. The Kronstadt here also has radar. I'm assuming he's going to charge at me, so I'm just going to torp. Now I'm undetected now. If the planes fly over, I will get plane spotted, but I'm just going to use terrain to my advantage. Alright, plane spotted. I'm going to leave my AA on. That's fine. Enterprise AP dive bombers don't concern me, even if he hits me and gets 6 overpens with the AP dive bombs, which is the only thing he can get on the destroyer. Each AP dive bomb's only going to hit me for 500, so 3,000 damage for wasting time with a destroyer with your AP dive bombers is perfectly fine by me. So I'm undetected now, turn my AA back off so we can potentially go for the ambush. You can see that torp set that I launched over there is still in the water, it's almost reloaded. So I'm just going to wait around the corner for the Kronstadt to push, which he has to do. He's priced into doing it by the fact that his team's not doing anything. Oh, my AA was sectored incorrectly. Is he hard reversing? You know what, I don't really care. Resector my AA again every time I switch. He's radaring, but what is he going to do? He's a bloody Kronstadt. He's going to shoot me once, and I'm a full HP Black. He would have to detonate me to do anything to me, but I have detonation flag on. Oh, I should be not letting those fighters hover me. So I have 2 sets here. He's hard reversing. He's obviously going to shoot me. 1 set here. Radar's out. Now I can just smoke up right in front of him. I don't really care. He hit me for 3k. He's a Kronstadt. Now the carrier can attack me here because I'm shooting. I'm going to pop my radar. But because he was hard reversing, there's really nothing he can do to react to the torpedoes at that kind of range, even though they're extremely slow. And that's our Kraken. Now, there is another battleship over here. Black, move forward. Hell no. Wait, why? There's no torpedoes coming for me. Why would I move forward? Interesting choice. That might have been an old message, though. I'm going to torp to Massachusetts, not expecting to hit these, but I am going to shell him, essentially. Not under any real pressure to push forward. We're up on points even on caps, so I don't need to shove. Instead, I will defend this cap with my life. Those 2 battleships should be able to take the cap by themselves just fine, without any assistance from me. There's an Iowa. Now, I'm not the greatest at farming battleships. If I was a Kitakaze, this would be much easier. I need intelligence data. My other troop is loaded. Gonna anticipate he turns slightly in at the very least, so aim just like that, not right along the gray line. I need to see the Massachusetts in order to get my defended ribbons, as that is to defend the cap. But my teammates are not cooperating. Nope, that's still the Iowa. I want to see the Massachusetts. Show me the mess. Looking for fire. I'm selectively targeting the Iowa, not only because he's closer. Where's the one in the cap? There we go. There we go. Gonna harass the Massachusetts because he's the one with the defender ribbons. I'm detected now. Reverse slightly, too much out of my smoke. Got a fire on the Massachusetts, which is great. As you can see, the Iowa, because he's moving so far forward, is basically outside of my torpedo range. The torpedoes I anticipated, they might be aimed a bit too far in. Now my smoke is coming back off cooldown now, so I'm going to move for the cap now. I didn't want to contest the cap while my AA was, while my smoke wasn't ready, because I cannot guarantee the cap against Enterprise rockets. Now they're going to charge the corner more than likely, so I'm going to torp in anticipation of that corner charge. Should wait a couple seconds, given the Massachusetts has only just started. Nothing I can do about that cap. We are going to, in fact, lose it. Maybe we can get some defender ribbons. Delay the cap a little bit. There are the rocket planes. I'm with my allies now. I have my AA sectored. Oh, I did not get those Massachusetts defended ribbons, huh? What about these ones? If he stops to try and get the cap, I should be sectoring. He's on my other side. No defended ribbons there. Took hit from the Enterprise rockets, but that spared my Georgia, I suppose, so small blessings. Really need to find that Enterprise. I guess it's fine sectored that way. There's the Enterprise now. No, so now those guys are crossing the corner. So, I'm gonna torp that way in anticipation. And continue to charge the Enterprise and the cap. Keep my AA off so I can get a little closer. Alright, he's in AA range now, so I'm gonna support my Amagi, that's alive. So shelling from range, not exactly the strong point of the Fletcher. My teammates are continuing to lose in spite of my assistance. He is shattering my shells, which is a bit of a tragedy. He has a bit too much armor for me, helping to shoot down planes, but my A is not fantastic. I'm not sure. I should probably go for the cap. The problem is my Magi's gonna die. It's just gonna be me and the carrier. But I need this cap. What I need is for this Musashi to eat all my torps. He almost certainly damage control, so I'm gonna go for a fire here. I'm opening up anyway, so no point keeping my AA off. I need to hold my smoke though. Going for a fire. I need a fire. Come on. There's my fire, that's a permanent fire, but I'm gonna need more than one to kill a 30,000 HP Musashi, which has heal. There's something there, which is a bit tragic, pretty close by. Alright, I'm forced to smoke. I can't contest a Massachusetts at 5 kilometers. It's kind of tragic that I used my torpedo set on the Musashi, but what can you do? He doesn't know I don't have torpedoes. Oh, shit. So the carrier there is spotting me based on my firing pattern. I'm very close, so... Oh, okay. I'm missing the superstructure. So my smoke firing is what, 2-7, I think? Got the Musashi kill. Can fire once more, and then I need to survive the next salvo. High caliber, Kraken Confederate, but it's not going to be enough to win this game. I have to do this before I get proximity spotted. kind of aiming with minimap. Oh, I was off. If he gets a shot off, I die. But it's gonna be a probably 7-kill game. I can't really see myself missing it too much there. $200,000 damage. 1 capture, 1 assisted capture, 10 torpedo hits, 13 plane kills, 309 shell hits, 6 fires, 7 floods, 9 defended ribbons. Devastating strike, Kraken, high caliber Confederate, flesh wound. But it's not going to be enough. Sadly, we're going to have to see this off to a loss, but let's wait till the score screen. The Enterprise will shortly die. He's alright, I guess. Not as good as their dude, CV, but I tried my hardest. Don't forget to report our CV. See, this is what happens when you don't perform as a carrier. You get all the flack because you're the omnipotent murder machine of World of Warships. So, especially in Enterprise, a fairly strong carrier, you should be able to finish off targets, but this guy, I don't know, I wasn't watching him the whole game, so I'm hesitant to put the blame on him entirely. I'm sure our battleships suiciding had something to do with it. I mean, I had to do a ton of the work myself, so it's not even like I KS'd all these kills. The Yugumo I killed by myself, the battleships, the Richelieu in the cap was not really my kill. I just contributed HE fire to it, and the Atlanta also not really my kill, but all of the battleships I killed, those are mine. All the other battleships outside the Richelieu. Anyhow, sometimes no matter how hard you try, you can't get it done. Like I said, a nice clean 200,000 damage game. 4,000 experience on a loss, not bad at all. Confed, Dev Strike, Kraken, Flesh Wound, High Cal. Team score wise, 1989 on the losing team versus 2252 on the winning team. So if I was on the winning team, multiply by 1.5, half of 19, that's roughly 900. So this would have been a 2800, 2900 base experience game. Pretty spicy if I do say so myself. 41 plane kills on Iowa, sheesh. Damage-wise, a lot of my damage is on battleships. We did, of course, torpedo the crap out of the enemy team, so 100,000, well, almost, probably like 110,000 in terms of torpedo damage, 34,000 in terms of plane damage, which is actually quite surprising. I did have my AA on for a while, 43,000 from fires, only 500-ish from floods this time. Fires do tend to be a good portion of your damage, but an impressive 54,000 HE shell damage, which is pretty nice. Again, shells here, shells and fires, and 1 torpedo. This one is mostly torpedoes. This is the Kronstadt we went up close to. Maybe if I hadn't spent so much health on that Kronstadt, I might have been able to do anything, but the problem was, at the end of the game, I just didn't have any health to work with. So I lost a lot of, I got stripped by rockets for a big chunk. This is mostly the Kronstadt, I believe, yeah? Oh no, it's actually Massachusetts. So this was the finishing damage, but I guess you could say the most damning damage was the rocket damage I took from the Enterprise. But that happens. Yugumo died to 1 torp. Atlanta died to some shell fire. Some shell fire here and there. Cheeky shells, 13 kills, or 13 planes. Credits wise, 400,000 on a loss is quite nice, but we did have a pretty good game, so it's not too surprising. Anyhow, 12th game on the Black. As you can see, she's a pretty spicy boat, so I can say if you're relatively experienced and you know what you're doing, she's pretty good. Pretty good. I have no complaints. Anyhow, USS Black. She has done what she could. But sometimes, almost is never enough.